Hello and welcome to another stream of Call of Cthulhu. We're up to Chapter 7, The Nameless Bookstore. At the end of last stream we saw the cutscene and we read the intro for this chapter. But to act as a recap at the start of this stream, I'm going to reread it and also let the cutscene play again. Chapter 7, The Nameless Bookstore. The Shambler turned out to be much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, the detective managed to send it back into the painting. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold to Sanders by a man named Algernon Drake, owner of the Nameless Bookstore. Pierce decides to pay the library a visit.
Where is the bookseller?
History of Darkwater Volume 2. A Puritan colony led by Reverend John Wickwood settled on the island during the 17th century. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was because of the peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first buildings, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes they left spoke of nightmares and deviant behaviors. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. Just to reiterate, in this playthrough I'm not reading everything. Like, there will be some stuff that I read, but I need to fit this playthrough into a certain amount of time, and so I decided not to read everything. Normally, I would take more time to actually read a lot of the stuff, go in and read a lot of the entries in the diary and all that kind of stuff.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
These Tibetan writings are at the origin of the esoteric movement founded by Helena Blavatsky at the end of the 19th century. The creator of Theosophy would have drawn extensively on the texts of this work, but no one has ever been able to consult them. I thought they didn't exist. This book, discovered in the Nameless Bookstore on Darkwater, could be as much a fake as irrefutable proof of Blavatsky's sincerity.
What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
This collection catalogues and classifies creatures that I had never heard of, divinities from the stars, creatures capable of traveling from one dimension to another. It presents itself as the reference work on the bestiary of the myth. Without giving details on the mythology to which it refers, its pages are covered with phantasmagorical illustrations. Even a few years back, it was possible for a single practitioner to know all the medical knowledge of his time. This book, which concludes the series, shows that this is now virtually impossible. About 10 renowned doctors took part in putting together this collection. The least that can be said about this book is that its title is well conceived. The illustrations of human anatomy and dissection methods presented are illustrated in great detail. You have to have a strong heart or the detachment proper to doctors to consult its pages.
What a strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
A strange amulet. This pendant is in the shape of a large dog. I don't know what it represents. I might find out more by searching the bookstore.
What happened here? Let's start over. Where did they break in from? Blood. Seems like amateur work. To whom does this footprint belong? This burglar seems to be rather clumsy. What killed all these animals? What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work? What the... Charles Hawkins? Looks like the symbol rejected Hawkins. Where did I see it? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe. Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case. Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
A page seems to be hidden here. It's impossible to read. It is possible to read. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality, in order that they be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother if she is still of this world. The following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of that safe, I would ask that they deliver its content into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents, and that you will be able to act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you nor to suffer from your actions.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills? What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
This key that bears the Elder Sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch, whose purpose is to push back the forces of the great old ones, were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings that mention the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery coincides with the last of Hawkins' trips to Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it. In the 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the waters surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because up until then, the region was a favored refuge for cetaceans. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Sela returns to port with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
The Chalice of Knowledge. The Queen has little protection.
Hey there, Royal Twix. How's things?
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
Chapter 8, Riverside Institute. In the Nameless bookstore, Pierce traced the trail of an attempted burglary. He discovered that Charles Hawkins was behind the attempt. Pierce opened the bookseller's safe to find what the latter and Sarah Hawkins had hidden there. A book covered in human skin lied inside. Irresistibly attracted the detective. When he opened it, his mind was projected into another body.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
What can you tell me about him?
He was highly agitated an hour ago. We were about to tie him down when he fell asleep. 10 minutes ago, he curled up into a fetal position. I thought he was waking up, but no.
I don't recognize him. Did he just arrive on the island?
He said he worked on the docks, but not with Captain Fitzroy. I think he works for Ms. Baker.
Who?
You know, the woman at the head of their gang. They call her Cat.
Oh, I see.
Do you have other questions?
What are his symptoms?
His temperature has been going down, his skin losing its color, his body rigid. I closed his eyes myself. They were glassing over. I didn't want them to dry out, and I couldn't bear to look at the expression on his face.
You did well. Don't worry. Let's stay professional, if you will.
Hey, Harbinger. Yeah, late stream. Are you finishing this today? I am, yeah. Yeah, I wanted to start late just in case I breezed through the game. And wanted to be able to do a stream and not have to worry about trying to find something else to stream afterwards to fit in. So I decided to start late, and then that way, if I finish early, I might be able to raid out to Crocodiles or someone. Thanks for redeeming the random horror movie quote. The chapters in this game can go by pretty quickly once you get past chapter 8. So potentially I could be finishing this stream in under 3 hours, maybe. But you never know sometimes.
Show me his file.
That's not possible.
Don't tell me Dr. Fuller has taken this file as well. We need it.
That's why I called you. This man's ailment has been hidden from us.
Come on now. What was he treated for?
An intoxication, I was told. After inhaling chemicals.
Okay, so I've got a movie quote. I believe I have made a significant find in the Kandarian ruins, a volume of ancient Sumerian burial practices and funerary incantations. It is entitled Naturum de Montum, roughly translated, Book of the Dead. The book is bound in human flesh and inked in human blood. It deals with demons and demon resurrection and those forces which roam the forest and dark bowers of man's domain. The first few pages warn that these enduring creatures may lie dormant, but are never truly dead. They may be recalled to active life through the incantations presented in this book. It is through recitation of these passages that the demons are given license to possess the living. That's from the original Evil Dead movie. In this game, we just found the Book of the Dead, which is what has made Pierce able to go into the mind of Marie Colden. So thanks for redeeming that horror movie quote, Harbinger, because it allowed me to actually choose a horror movie that actually references the same kind of book, the Necronomicon, the Book of the Dead, that is central in this game.
That'll do for the time being.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
Did you inject him with a tranquilizer?
No, Doctor. Not me, not anyone. Our stock is empty, yet again.
Again? But there was enough for the whole island.
More and more people are suffering from insomnia. We can't refuse to help.
Of course.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
Harbinger, you've always wanted to read H.P. Lovecraft, but you've never had the time. Yeah, I must say, I've never actually read any of his stuff. I think I tried once, but I think it's one of those writings style that you need to really be in the mood for. Or at least I need to be in the mood for and have the focus required to actually concentrate and read. You know what I mean?
Very well. I'll examine him. "30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell. Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body. His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin, tender at the touch, slightly sticky.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth. In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations, and this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients, provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
I've seen suction cups on his fingers, his falling body temperature, his dehydration. Had I only read the report, you know what I would have concluded, Doctor.
Do I? Tell me anyway. I'm curious.
He's no longer human. These are the attributes of an animal.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep mum.
No, you're pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again. And she still says nothing to that old witch, Donovan?
Oh, listen to the way you talk, you naughty girl. And the answer is no. You can imagine that she doesn't dare say a thing. That silly goose lets herself be trodden on.
Oh, well, at least we won't have to clean for a while.
And just wait and see the next time the water's cut off. It's a real show.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest.
Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. And the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
Come now. Don't let that witch sap your morale. We're lacking in qualified personnel, and she knows it. Her petty punishments won't last forever.
I'm trying, Doctor. I'm trying. It's just that sometimes I imagine she shuts down the water herself, just for the pleasure of harassing me.
Her time is much too precious for these kind of petty games.
Anyway, I've learned my lesson. I'll hold my tongue next time.
Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless.
The door to the boiler room is locked. I have to get the key if I wish to get rid of Donovan.
Watch out for the water, Doctor.
There is some stuff that you can do here, like look at other patients and all that kind of stuff, but for this playthrough, we're just going to do what we need to do to progress.
The key to the boiler room. All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait. I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool. I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion.
Dr. Colden, might there be a problem with the water?
I was about to mention it. It seems it's been cut off yet again.
I can't take this, Marie. I feel I'm gonna burst.
It's not your fault if we have defective plumbing.
And yet, I'm the one who gets punished because I'm gonna have to square off with that annoying old witch. Courage, Elizabeth. Here we go. And hold your tongue this time. Mrs. Donovan?
I'm busy. Elizabeth, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. But it's about the water.
What now?
It's off. It's not my fault.
Nothing is ever your fault. I told you to control the flow, even if I know it's not your strong point.
I've apologized 1,000 times.
I haven't counted that many, but then unlike you, I don't have time to keep track.
Please, Mrs. Donovan. I'm grateful to you for having kept me on despite that incident. I just need the water to be put back on. Otherwise, the bathroom will quickly become a nest of germs.
Oh, very well. I'll finish what I'm doing, and then I'll fix your blunders once more.
Thank you, ma'am.
Out of my sight, go chatter with your colleague.
At last. The missing files must be hidden here. The Stendhal syndrome. Of course. This is where Fuller found his diagnosis for Francis Sanders.
I studied the Stendhal syndrome, a particularly rare mental illness. Subjects display mental disorders linked to an exposure to works of art.
Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle. I've unlocked something. Patient files. I was right.
This cylinder was hidden inside Fuller's office. He recorded his thoughts about one of the many psychoanalysis sessions he submitted Sarah Hawkins to.
Conclusions. Session number 17. Patient? Sarah Hawkins. The patient appears to have finally accepted the illusory nature of what she calls the mythos. It goes without saying that these peculiar delusions are the price that comes with her exceptional gifts.
Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins?
At first, I presumed that her blood was the key. But I found nothing to explain Mrs. Hawkins' abilities.
This finger belonged to a woman. Why keep it here? Why is Ethan on medication? The poor souls downstairs are not Fuller's only subjects.
Then James came, irate that Charles was keeping secrets from him. I presume that he will try to break into the basement sooner or later. I am prepared.
Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
It is fortunate that I had the presence of mind to set the morgue in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings. In the meantime, they must remain hidden in plain sight.
Of course. Sarah Hawkins is the connection. I must go back to the basement. I should go another way.
Ah, now that's the Marie that I know. I knew I could count on your scientific curiosity. It's time to show you what you were so eager to discover.
If you're gonna shoot me, at least have the decency to look me in the eyes.
Turn around. Slowly. Talk, filthy thief! Oh, I swear I'll shoot!
Thief, you are filth!
Take a minute to look around. Everything points to Charles Hawkins.
He's dead!
No. He was here for a very specific item.
Oh, no.
The book. Why was it in the safe?
Have you read it?
Answer the question.
How foolish of you. Now you won't be able to escape his will. What did it show you?
She went into Fuller's office. She was looking for Sarah Hawkins' corpse.
Sarah Hawkins, you say? Let's go back to the start, shall we? Whose life did the Necronomicon choose to show you?
Dr. Colden. She was at the Riverside Institute. She's in danger. I have to go.
Wait. No one knows the occult better than me. You might need my help.
All right. All right. I might need you after all.
Perfect. Let's meet later at the Hawkins mansion. Now go. Rescue the doctor.
Thank you, Drake.
Chapter 9, Riverside Institute. The book projected Pierce into the body of Dr. Colden. The detective watched helplessly as Bradley's friend carried out her inquiry. Confronted with the experiments of Fuller, she got into his office and discovered that the director of the Riverside Institute was hiding information on, if not the body of, Sarah Hawkins, but she was discovered by Fuller. Pierce must save her before it's too late.
I pray that Colden is really here. And alive.
The diary of Reverend Wickwood's wife. Her husband John built the first Hawkins home, called Hilltop, at the end of the 17th century. They were among the first white colonists of the island. The previous inhabitants disappeared mysteriously 3 centuries earlier.
An old diary. What the... Fuller, too.
Hey there, Senny. Good day to you as well, dude. How's things going?
Right. Enough time wasted. Colden needs me. I must find her.
I wanted to see him about something, but make him wait. Best thing. You know how he hates to be interrupted.
No! No! My God! What is happening to me?
This part of the game can be very, very tricky and confusing.
What was that? It's as if I'd been transported somewhere else.
Pretty good. You just went for the morning walk with the doggo. How's your day going? Oh, that's excellent, dude. I hope that you enjoyed the walk. Hope it was really good weather out there too for you. My day's going really good. I decided to start this stream late because I know that this game can really go by quickly once you get into like chapters 8 and 9. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to be finishing the stream because I don't really have necessarily anything else that I wanted to stream today. And so I figured, well, it's better to not have to worry about trying to find another game after finishing this. So I may as well start the stream late. And that way, you know, I can get the game done still. And with, you know. But yeah, it's going pretty good. We just got into this new chapter, and this part of the game can be very, very tricky. It's very maze-like, but also trying to figure out, you know, the ins and outs of it, and when there's the creature there and all that kind of stuff.
What happened? Something has changed, but what?
So yeah, when you're in this version of the world, this trail leads to where you need to go next. And this door was blocked before, so we had to go into this other world and then open the door and then come back to this world, and then now we can go through this door.
Where have I seen this symbol?
Awaken and free me.
destiny. It has trapped you.
Oh, and being back near this lamp, because this lamp, when you interact with it, changes the world you're in, it meant that instead of giving you more oil for your lamp, they changed it for this instance so that you just have to be around this lamp and your oil lamp will be refilled. And you got to be careful too, because the shambler can actually get to you. If you don't have enough light.
You are confronting powers that surpass you.
Okay, so that encounter with the shambler is meant to happen, but it doesn't kill you. Unlike the other times in this level where if you don't have enough light, it'll eventually get you.
It looks like things are back to normal.
This is the song that we heard before when we investigated the Hawkins mansion, and we saw that reenactment of Sarah Hawkins singing a song to her son. And this is the song that she was singing.
What's going on? It never ends.
This is the hole that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends. Some people started walking it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue walking it forever just because this is the hole that doesn't end. It goes on and on, my friend. Some people started walking it, not knowing what it was, and then they'll continue walking on forever just because it is a...
Damnation. That's me.
Oh, God! I gotta get out. I got...
Pierce, I found her. I finally know what's going on. You must live and find the truth. It is already too late for me.
Colden? What's going on? Was it a hallucination?
Please take a seat and be quiet, Mr. Pierce. I'll be with you in a moment.
Stop whatever the hell you're doing and turn around now. No, it can't be.
No! You son of a bitch! What did you do to her?
I wish I could have done more experiments on you, Mr. Pierce.
I said, what did you do to her?
You shouldn't be sorry for your friend. You should envy her.
Murderer! This madness must stop!
Colden? What'd they do to you? Can you speak? Sarah.
He gave him the gold and I the azure. I don't see him very often anymore. The green is stronger.
Are you feeling ill?
I'm here, but no.
Let's get you out of here.
It comes in my dreams. Our minds melt like colors on a palette.
Come with me.
It's as of the oldest green. A violent living, vibrant. A sea green, maybe. No.
Mrs. Hawkins, we must go before someone finds out.
Oh, but he will. He always knows these things when it's about me.
He told me to get you out of here.
I can tell a lie when I hear one.
Well, I don't give a damn who you're talking about. We go now.
He will know. He will find us.
One more reason to hurry.
Have I seen you before?
Can you walk?
Maybe.
Then let's go. It was in your studio.
What?
You painted me. That's where you saw me.
Of course. The men in white are coming.
You mean the guards?
This way. Follow me.
What the?
Oh no.
This way.
Yeah.
You won't get far.
Okay. Wait. The machine. It's the green. The decaying one.
The gas.
Yes. It's not good for living beings.
We don't have time for that.
I am not moving until the wrong is set right.
Damn it. I'd be better off finding a tool. Perfect. All right. That should do it. Let's move.
I'm your puppet no more, you bastard!
You're my wife. My wife. You owe me obedience.
Leave her alone! We're leaving this crazy island.
You are going nowhere. Don't get between me and my wife. Nobody tells me what to do with my wife. How dare you? No! Why should I let you take her away when I could snap your neck?
All you did for her safety was throwing her in this rat hole.
I hid her well enough.
You let Fuller play with her.
Stop. I did everything I could to protect her. But her identity, her power, is what threatens her.
What?
Sarah has seen things, has made things you can't even begin to imagine. Would you still save her if I told you that she is even more dangerous than I am?
It was her magic. The bookstore.
How do you know that? It does not matter. Sarah has been in the presence of the myth for too long. Even if she were to leave Darkwater, she would still hear his call. And the cult will always be here, waiting for her.
Then we get rid of its members.
You are out of your league, detective. They control the whole island. She will finally surrender to his power, and the world will fall with her.
Don't!
No one can escape the wheel of destiny, they say. But I will change it. I will save Sarah.
Chapter 9, Hawkins Mansion. After the death of Colden, Pierce, victim of hallucinations, advanced inside the Riverside Institute to the point of discovering Sarah Hawkins alive, prisoner of Dr. Fuller. The last confrontation between Charles Hawkins and his wife has revealed that the man under his monstrous appearance tried to protect her from the influence of the myth. He warned Pierce if Sarah succumbs to the lure of the occult, she will lose all free will, allowing the cult to bring its plan to fruition. Summon an ancient and evil god. Henceforth, Pierce must know more about Sarah Hawkins' intentions and find a way to protect her.
No parent should have to bury their child, knowing it's me that put him there. The guilt will never go away.
I feel your pain.
I'll do anything to get him back. Anything. My work was what lured me here in the first place. It's again showing me things. Things I never should have painted. Things Charles should never have seen.
What am I to you? I took care of you, saved you from your miserable life. You'll never find a man better than me. You owe me.
I owe you nothing. We'll leave now.
You're not going anywhere. You are mine.
Simon.
Come on. It's over now.
Do I have a choice?
Okay, so we've got quite a few skill points banked up. In this playthrough, the three that I am focusing on is Eloquence, Spot Hidden, and Psychology. So let's get Eloquence up to 100%. Spot Hidden to 70%. Psychology to 70%. And do that. There we go. Hey there, Afro. Call of what now? Cthulhu. It is a detective game, yes. Except you don't interrogate people. You ask some questions, but there's no sort of like, are they lying or are they telling the truth or anything like that. But your skills can determine how effective you are at certain lines of questioning.
Mr. Pierce, we were waiting for you.
Good. Sarah doesn't have much time.
What are you doing here?
Did you think I would let you confront the occult without supervision?
This is too dangerous for a bookworm like you.
Algernon, I need to talk to Mr. Pierce.
Very well, Sarah. I will be in Charles Hawkins' office.
Afro can't pull a bad cop on them, huh? Well, there's probably choices that you can choose that are more aggressive than others, but depending on what skill level you have in certain areas, that may be effective or not.
You seem different.
Yes. When I woke up this morning, my mind was sharper. Cleaner. I can still hear the voice calling me. It is so strong, so ancient, enticing, dangerous. I may never be able to escape his grip, but for now I can keep it at bay. I know what I owe you, Mr. Pierce, but I can't come back to Boston with you.
You've been friends for a long time, hiding each other's secrets.
I trust him.
What are you planning to do?
I must find it and kill it. I am the only one who can end its slaughter.
No. No, you will come with me to Boston.
I owe you no obedience.
This isn't about what you want or don't want to do. You would risk destroying the world just because you can't face the consequences of your actions.
I am willing to atone for my sins.
No, you're just trying to erase all proof of the mistakes you've made.
I know what I have done. I will not rest until the creature is sent back to its dimension.
You can't give up, even knowing the stakes.
Yes, thank you.
Still, I won't let you go.
What?
You will stay here until I find a safe way to return to Boston.
That's ridiculous. Listen, Algernon knows of a way to protect me. Help him find what he seeks, and we may all survive this battle.
All right. I'll help you.
After you've been rewatching some LA Noire gameplay and behind the scenes, you'll pick it up on sale. Oh yeah. Yeah, ironically, because it's a big part of the game, the only aspect I didn't really like that much was the interrogating. Mainly because, like, I can read facial expressions, but I'm not a master at it, and so sometimes the facial expressions that they might have could mean more than one thing. And I got so frustrated with that I decided to just use a guide for the actual interrogation part. Overall, I would say that the game, for me, wasn't one that lived up to the expectations that I had for it when it first came out. And after having played it, it's not really one that I have a big desire to revisit.
How are you, Bradley?
Ah, it's you, Pierce. I'm just worried about Marie. I mean, Dr. Colden. Have you had any news?
I'm so sorry, Bradley. I could do nothing to save her.
What do you mean? What happened?
I'm not sure what happened, but I found her body in the cellars of Riverside.
You sure that you've got nothing to do with it? If she hadn't tried to help you, she might still be alive.
I'm sorry. Truly.
It's that slug, Fuller. I swear I'll shoot him. What do you say, Pierce? Are you with me?
I understand your feelings, Bradley, but I don't think that you're in the right state to make such a decision.
He killed her, Pierce. I can't do nothing, faced with this situation.
Fuller's crimes won't go unpunished, I give you my word. But for now, you must keep a cool head. We must do something for those who are still alive, Bradley. Sarah is still in danger as long as the cult is active. We need to see this through, otherwise Marie's death will have been in vain.
You're, the voice of reason, Pierce. As always.
After the facial expressions can be hard to read, but then again, there are some really obvious ones. That is true. Yeah, there were some that I was able to actually guess or you know, be able to get correct. Especially when, like, they said something like, I had nothing to do with it, and then they have a big smirk on their face and they, you know, go back and cross their arms. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of stuff is fairly obvious. But it's more the subtle sort of ones that are a bit hard to read as well. And I think one of the other things was too the way I wanted to actually conduct using the evidence didn't work the way that they programmed it to be. And I found that frustrating at times as well. Because I was like, I really want to just show them this evidence, but the game's like, no, you can't do that. I'm like, why not? It's something that could be relevant. mainly like the time period of the game and the setting. Yeah, that's done really well. I was saying when I was playing Alan Wake 2 that for a while I've wanted Rockstar to do a detective game, but not just, you know, a copycat of L.A. Noire, but in a horror setting. But I mean, still have you play as a detective, but have it be set in this world that's full of like monsters and ghosts and demons and all that kind of stuff, and have it be open world like Red Dead Redemption 2 was, and have it be a narrative where it's like it's not done the same way as LA Noire, and it's not done the same way as GTA, but it's just done a different way. I don't know how to describe it, but a game that has like a really in-depth sort of like investigation system, and also have side quests that don't necessarily always have to be about horror stuff, but they could be some mundane things. Like maybe at the start of the game, your character needs as much money as possible, so they not only take on cases of, you know, supernatural stuff, but they also take on regular cases where someone's just like, you know, oh, such and such is missing, you know, can you go and rescue them? Or, you know, I've lost this item, can you find it for me? But only have them as side quests. Don't have them as the main quest, because that can get a bit boring. Having to just go here, do this, collect this, and go back here, kind of thing. Not have them be fetch quests. But take the idea of the stranger missions from Red Dead 2, where you have these particular quest lines that you go on, but have them be about certain things. So there might be a quest line that's all to do with this werewolf that is being sighted, you know, and you have to sort of find out what the situation is. And some of the investigations would lead to something being just some idiot running around dressed up, you know. But also have some cases where, no, it's actually really some supernatural shit going down. And I feel if they set it in a different time period as well, that would definitely be good. But yeah, when I want a Rockstar horror game set in a past time period and you play as a detective, I don't just want L.A. Noire, but with horror, you know. Harbinger, do you think you're over the Resident Evil 4 remake hype? The game is too damn long compared to the other Resident Evil games, and non-professional is very frustrating. You're on the Alan Wake hype train now. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't played the remake of 4 more than once, but I don't know. It does seem to drag on for a little bit, but then again, there are other horror games that do drag on for a little bit, but I still like to replay them. Evil Within is one of those. There's some chapters in that game that can really, really take a while to get through. But I haven't played the remake of Resident Evil 4 more than once. Harbinger, Afro, this guy. Oh, cool. Yeah, he actually plays, in the Bill and Ted movies, the actor, he plays Bill's father. Is it Bill or is it Ted? Shit. I used to be able to tell the difference between who was Bill and who was Ted. No, Keanu Reeves is Ted, I think. Yeah. Anyway, he plays the father of Ted, who wants him to go to military school. Harbinger, you buying GTA 6 on release? Yeah, man, I'll be buying GTA 6 on release. I'll go to the store, and if the person serving me has a yee-ass haircut, I'll be like, you know... I'm going to turn up with all my GTA clothes on. No, just kidding. I don't know yet, Harbinger. It depends. It'll probably be $120 here, so... Harbinger, you were being serious. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'll get it on launch, but I don't know. Have to wait and see. Maybe it looks crap. We don't know yet. But it is curious, though, how many of the people who are complaining about GTA 5 being released too many times are probably, you know, not going to care if GTA 6 gets released multiple times. But it's going to be one of those games that it really has a lot to live up to. But then again, I guess you could say that for every GTA that comes out, the previous release, sets a certain bar, and then the next one sometimes goes over it, sometimes it just meets it. But I tell you what, though, it's good to finally get some actual official news, because I get sick and tired of rumors and stuff, because then when you're streaming the game, all you hear is rumor shit, and it's like, just wait till official word comes out. But there'll probably be lots of people now predicting what day of December it's going to be when the trailer's going to come out, and trying to predict what the trailer will show and all that kind of stuff. And it's just like, just wait, Find something else in your life to concentrate on while you're waiting for the announcement. Find other franchises.
Seeing you again. Ah, it's you. I'm here for her, not you.
I don't care why you're here. Your usefulness is the only thing that matters. How do we protect Mrs. Hawkins from the influence of the forces that claim her?
By following Charles Hawkins, that imbecile of a thief, of course.
What do you mean?
He found something. An amulet. The symbol engraved on it could protect Sarah.
Could?
We are dealing with forces that by far surpass what your intellect can process. Feel free to ask me any question regarding the matters that exceed your grasp.
The dagger with the strange sign. Was it you who sold it to Francis Sanders?
If you are referring to the dagger of the ancients, then yes, it was me. Why?
Do you know what he intended to do with it?
Francis was primarily a collector of occult objects. He liked rare items such as the dagger. But I doubt he knew its purpose.
It allowed me to send the creature you call the Shambler back into the painting.
Fascinating. But I am afraid that this might only be short-lived.
You mean that thing could come back?
Yes, that is why I am looking for a more permanent solution.
It must never come back.
If your sanity is too high, it means that there's certain dialogue options that you can't pick that are in Rolian. I can't really pronounce the name of the language, but I like the idea of that. It's like, sorry, you're too sane to go down this avenue.
This creature, the Shambler, what is it?
It is a hunter. It travels from one dimension to another to hunt down its prey.
Francis Sanders was one of its victims. How could a creature like that end up in one of Mrs. Hawkins' paintings?
Sarah has an uncommon gift. A connection with entities that live beyond our reality. I doubt that she was aware at the time, but when she painted the picture in a certain way, she called it.
And now it remains in our reality.
Let us say that it uses the painting as a portal into our reality, and we make enticing prey for it.
That's why we must find a way of sending it back to where it came from permanently. A genius like you must have already found a way to get rid of this creature, yes?
I sense your sarcasm, but it does happen that, yes, I do have a solution. I think I can destroy it, but for that I must approach the creature, and to be able to do so, I need the key to Rie.
Another one of your baubles.
It is no bauble, unbeliever. It is a very powerful protection, able to repel very ancient forces. Much more effective than your cult.
What does it look like?
It is a golden amulet, bearing very ancient inscriptions and an elder sign at its center. A star with an eye in the middle.
I've already seen that sign. Where can we find it?
Therein lies the problem. That foul thief Charles has hidden it somewhere. I found this drawing among his personal effects. I think that it has something to do with the location of the amulet.
I'll follow this lead. You continue searching.
That is what I intend to do. As for you, return here the second you find it. I don't want it to disappear again.
Alright, speaking about sanity and stuff, it's been a while since I actually checked about Edward's sanity. Alright, so mental trauma, nightmares, already read that. The ritual, already read that. Macabre discovery, already read that. Alright, so the death of Francis Sanders. The weirdness of Francis Sanders' death went far beyond anything Pierce had ever seen. Lifted off his feet by an invisible force, the poor man's body was carried into the air before being thrown violently against the bars of his hiding place. Pierce, powerless, watched the limbs break and Sanders' body crumble to the ground. During long moments of agony, the detective saw nothing that could explain this event. Weakened by his wounds and the operations he could remember undergoing, Pierce begins to question his ability to tell the difference between reality and the nightmares that haunt him. Malleus Bestiarum. Pierce read an ancient treatise, the Malleus Bestiarum. This bestiary makes an inventory of numerous creatures from the occult world or parallel dimensions. The very nature of its knowledge makes it an unholy book. By reading it, Pierce lost some of his sanity. Meet the Shambler. It is in Francis Sanders' private gallery that Pierce discovers the identity of the Shambler, a huge artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins. When Pierce approached it, a creature burst forth from the painting and immediately chased after him. This beast from another dimension has such a hold on the mind of a person who finds himself in its presence that a simple glance in its direction is enough for Pierce to lose some sanity. Pierce finally managed to send the Shambler back into the painting, using a dagger engraved with a strange symbol, but this encounter has left its mark on the psyche of the investigator. Still under the influence of the creature, he almost stabbed his own hand. Reading the Necronomicon. Pierce has read the Necronomicon. Drawn by the whispering of the cursed book, he forced the bookseller's safe, touched the skin binding, and deciphered the last words of the crazed Abdul al-Hazred. As if an answer to the questions that Pierce was asking himself, the book sucked in his mind and projected into the body of Colden. Silent witness to his own investigation, he followed her steps down into the cellars of the Riverside Institute and her confrontation with Fuller. Returned to his own body, Pierce slowly comes to understand that his investigation is taking him into unknown territory. The words of the Necronomicon still echo in his mind. Will he ever forget that horrifying read? Trapped in madness. Is the death of Colden a hallucination, or is it the sole flash of truth in the slow descent into madness that Edward Pierce's mind is undergoing? The detective gained entry to the Riverside Institute in order to help the doctor. Immediately attacked by the Shambler, he fled through a transmuted hospital, whose architecture respected no physical laws. His wanderings led him to an operating room where his confrontation with Fuller came to an end when Colden's corpse rose up to attack Pierce. The detective thinks that he's got a grip on himself, but he now knows that death and madness lie in his path. His sanity was severely affected by this new ordeal. Charles Hawkins. Pierce and Sarah Hawkins confronted the monster that Charles Hawkins had turned into. The man retained nothing human. Tentacles replaced one of his arms, his face bore the signs of an unfinished mutation, and he was endowed with superhuman strength. He was on the point of strangling Pierce when Sarah Hawkins drove a poker into his throat. Pierce finished him off with an axe. This fight to the death left Pierce physically and mentally scarred. The cost of truth. While Pierce's sanity is growing dangerously weaker, his increased sensitivity to the occult opens new ways for him. On rare occasions, he is now able to unearth hidden truths when he speaks to the inhabitants of the island. As with everything connected with the myth, using it comes at a cost. So after all that, our sanity has now gone to shaken. The ordeals you have gone through left their mark, but you still manage the best you can. You keep your mind busy in order to chase away doubts and painful memories. You still have some way to go. Who knows where your mind could lead you along the paths of insanity. And now we do the magical thing where things that actually we need to find that have always been here only show up because we're in this part of the game where the game wants them to show up. Oh, look at this. The box magically appeared.
This is the amulet that Drake was looking for.
it's you again.
I think I've found what we're looking for.
Let me see that. Yes, that's it. It's perfect. We are saved.
I must tell Mrs. Hawkins.
Yes, do that.
I have it. It's a strange amulet. I hope it will protect you, considering that nothing will help you change your mind.
You must understand, I already went too far.
What have you seen that's so terrible you convinced yourself that you had to risk so much?
I can't tell you now.
This story is going to end badly.
Yes, Chief West is here with Sullivan.
Bradley, you take care of Sarah. I will deal with them.
You sure? All right.
I've been hearing about you a lot lately. You seem to enjoy causing trouble.
Nice job, Chief. You got me. Great police work.
You can try to play smart with me all you want, Pierce. Witnesses have identified you as the one who set fire to Riverside.
Witnesses? How convenient. That's not the whole story, is it?
I don't care about your stories. Save them for the judge. You know, us cops, we base our investigation on facts and testimonies. You might want to try that next time.
You bet I will.
Dun dun dun. Harbinger, is it just you, or does the protagonist kind of sound like Sam Neill? I can't really detect that, but the actor who does play Edward Pierce is Anthony Howe. There's his IMDb. Obviously, there's heaps of games that he's been in, and I don't know them all off the top of my head. The ones relevant to me is this game and Alien Isolation. But another game that I know he's in that I haven't played, but I know he's in it, is Vampire as well. Chapter 10, Darkwater Police Station. With the help of Algernon Drake, Pierce has obtained an amulet that is supposed to protect Sarah Hawkins against the evil powers that covered her. The painter told him of her desire to track and kill the Dimensional Shambler in order to atone for her sins. Before Pierce could stop her, he was arrested by the police.
You know, I've heard a lot about you, Mr. Pierce.
All good, I hope.
It appears that you've been involved in a variety of misdemeanors since your arrival on Darkwater. Entering private property, twice. Aggression, insulting behavior, and to top it all, arson.
Listen, in my line of business, we are obliged to overstep certain limits.
We're not just talking about illegal surveillance. You were being accused of serious crimes.
There's nothing serious in what you've said, and you've got no proof that I started the fire.
Don't you worry. I'll find some.
You're going to waste time and effort on me, while terrible things are happening on this island.
Yeah? So what's going on that I don't know about?
You wouldn't believe me anyway.
And you would be entirely correct. I don't like your prying line of work. PIs sticking their nose into things that aren't their concern. Come on, I'll show you to your new residence. I'll be back later to ask you some questions. I hope that you'll make the right choice and confess to everything. It would be as unpleasant for you as it would be for me if I had to adopt more advanced questioning.
I have no doubt about that.
Good night, Mr. Pierce.
Mr. Pierce, the Truth Seeker. We meet at last.
Who's there?
I am the one men named Leviathan. Not because of the scale of my terrestrial form, but as a reminder of the immensity of my knowledge, which I came to share with you, human. Do not struggle. You will not be able to speak or escape my influence. I told you to behave. You are here to accept the knowledge and follow the path that leads to your freedom. This is an offer that the likes of you, particularly those with such rare characteristics, cannot refuse. The more you bend your human spirit to make it able to receive the truth, the closer you will come to embrace his power. Where is the Oracle, Truth Seeker? Would you like to see her? Your mind must open itself willingly, or the truth will immediately shatter it. Our paths shall cross again, Truth Seeker.
You know the risk, Sarah. If you happen to use your powers again, you may lose more than your life.
It is not about me, but innocent lives. I hope that your sources are reliable.
The bootleggers have the painting. If the dimensional shambler is to appear, he will do it here. The shambler! I knew it!
No! Not again! Algernon, come back!
Hey there, Geek Tom. Welcome on in. This game weirded you out. I don't blame you. Don't blame you for having that reaction. There's definitely a lot of weird shit that goes down in this game. That is for sure. I thought for this playthrough, because I don't have any particular ending in mind, that I would, well, I mean, knowing what certain things actually affect, I guess in some way, I do have an intention of what ending to get, but usually when it comes to that section with the Leviathan there, I actually accept the knowledge and all that kind of stuff. But I thought for this playthrough I'd just do something different and choose some different options and things like that. Because I've already gotten all the different endings that you can get.
Where is Algernon? And the Shambler? No way back. How many are there?
Oh, you didn't, Geek? Do you remember what you might have gotten up to then? Because there are some parts, there are levels in this game that have some really, really frustrating aspects to them.
How many are there?
You can't leave us!
Sorry, old friend, but it's either you or me.
No! What are you... No! Open! Open up! Open this door! It's here.
The beast is within our reach.
Are you sure you want to do it?
Let's go.
Quickly, come with me!
Geek, you think you got up to the bit with the police station a few hours into the game. At least you think it was a police station. Could it have been the mental institution? Because this is the first point in the game where we go to the police station. You've got the insane asylum, which you do a couple of, and you've also got the mansion at the start as well. But that's like chapter 3.
How do we kill it?
The Shambler can open breaches between dimensions. He uses glyphs as anchors to stay in our world.
Then I must destroy these glyphs.
Exactly.
How can I find them?
I will make the glyphs visible so you can revoke them. By doing so, this zone will be protected by a barrier.
Perfect. Stay inside the shield.
I'll create the protective barrier. Get back inside it as soon as you sense the slightest danger. The first glyph must have appeared somewhere on the floor.
Geek, it was probably the asylum, the first one. Yeah.
Find that symbol, Sarah. It should react to the light if you use your lamp.
The glyph. I can't move it. Is it acting against me?
The ritual is working. Don't worry, it's just until I ward it off. Oh no. The Wanderer is back. The glyph is ready, Sarah. Run! The second symbol has been revealed. You know what you have to do, Sarah.
Where is it?
The second glyph must have appeared. Let's press on.
You startled me, my friend. I have the impression the Shambler is trying to anticipate our actions. The symbol must be here somewhere. Look closely.
That is what I'm...
He's getting stronger and more aggressive. If he catches up with you, try blinding him. Now is when matters get complicated. I must breach the barrier to ward off the creature. You have to lure it in front of me, Sarah. Do you understand? Once it goes after you, I need you to guide it towards me.
Hey there, viewee. You liked this game and it made you relive the emotions you felt when you played the board game. Oh, that's cool. Because that's something that I never did. I never played the board game.
We're almost there, Sarah. Only one glyph left to find.
But that's good that you're able to get those same emotions through playing this game. I know the graphics in that may not be the best, at least in terms of like character animations and stuff, but there's just something about this game that always brings me back to replay it.
The glyph is near. I'm sure of it. We're almost there, Sarah. Only one glyph left to find. The glyph is near. I'm sure of it.
Oh no, it's already here. Release me now! Algernon!
Done! Quickly! Bring him towards me!
I need some oil.
Well done, Sarah. It's time we were done with this painting. Let's go, Sarah. It's over.
Do you hear something? I can hear him. He calls me.
Sarah! No!
Algernon. It's too late.
Just resist! Please! Don't!
Chapter 11, Darkwater Police Station. Sarah Hawkins, together with Algernon Drake, managed to permanently drive the Dimensional Shambler back at the end of a fierce battle. However, this feat of strength cost her what was left of her self-awareness. She has succumbed to the call of the myth.
Sarah Hawkins. Why did she do it? Damn it!
Did our guest enjoy our hospitality?
Let me out of here.
I'm warning you, Pierce. I want a short and clear-cut confession. Do you admit your guilt in the case brought before you?
You don't have any idea what's happening on this damn island.
Chief West, we got a problem.
Damn it, not now. What is it this time?
Captain Fitzroy, Chief. Some guys have ransacked Roy's bar. They went berserk, attacked the patrons, smashed the place up. It's chaos.
This is only the beginning. Let me out.
Let's go take a look. Tell Sullivan and Marshall to keep this one nice and warm till I get back.
Are you stupid? Don't you understand? Those goddamn idiots.
Truth Seeker, I find you again. As promised, I come back to reiterate the offer of truth. As your mind expands and finally understands the true nature of the world, your perceptions change. Are you ready to see your world and the ones that live in it as they truly are?
It doesn't matter what you pick here.
Come, Truth Seeker. Follow the path of the ultimate truth.
I thought we were made of the same stuff, Detective. Fighters. Survivors. I never would have thought you so naive. It's all your fault. You could have stopped this whole thing. Your army buddies, the villagers, me. We're all in danger, as long as you're alive.
I can't go to sleep. Keep having the same dream. Or should I say nightmare? That pain in my chest as if I was being skewered. Darkness, cold, silence. Then I wake up in a hospital bed alive. That voice whispers in my mind. I keep hearing it. I don't know how long I'll be able to resist.
Who are you, Truth Seeker? I may see you in my dreams. I still can't decide if you will be my doom or my liberation. This fate, it may have been written for both of us, but I will fight for what is right.
Dom, what happened?
Come, you'll want to hear what these two Egypts have to say.
This better be interesting.
Seems like someone decided to grant you your deepest wish.
A mutiny?
Worse. They killed Chief West.
What?
And left his body in one of our warehouses.
You're kidding.
They're all yours.
Which one of you is dumb enough to kill a cop and throw him on my doorstep?
We don't know nothing.
The dead body in my warehouse disagrees.
We swear, miss, it's not us.
I don't have time for this. Spill it.
We've got nothing to do with it.
I want to know everything about the corpse over there. or I swear you will meet the same end.
If we speak to you, we're dead. If we don't speak to you, we're dead.
What? No!
Listen, miss, we didn't see what happened, but we heard. Noises and talkings, like. We've been betrayed.
By whom?
Go, look at the body. You'll find out for yourself.
Interesting. Let's go, Dom.
Where is this workshop?
I'll go with you. He must be talking about the old boat repair workshop.
Release our friends, you bunch of pickaroons.
Yeah, they've done nothing wrong.
Apart from killing a cop on our turf.
That's hooey.
How do you know they killed him?
Do you want me to settle it with some lead?
Scurvy dog, always threatening us.
Quieten these lunkheads down before I shiv the lot of them.
I'll take care of them. A bunch of liquor sponges aren't going to lay down the law round here.
I'll take a look at this workshop. Join me when you're finished.
Hey there, Maxie. Good day to you too, dude. Welcome on in. It's going good. Things are going good. Almost finished this game. We've got a few chapters left. How's things going with you, dude? Oh, that's great, Maxie. I'm glad to hear that you're doing good.
If someone had told me that one day West's work would kill him.
Maxie, you finished Mass Effect 1 yesterday, so ready for your law-abiding citizen run for GTA 5, which will be fun. GG's on finishing Mass Effect. So what did you think about the game overall, Maxie? And that's awesome. I can't wait to see you doing that, because it's one of those types of challenges where, in a game like GTA 5, especially 2, when random shit can happen, random vehicles can just decide to do random things, ram into you, and anything like that. So it's going to be cool to see you do a playthrough like that of GTA 5. It was a little rough with the UI, such as the missions and map, but the story was pretty good. Yeah. The sequel is apparently considered better, but I haven't played the sequel yet. But the thing I found about Mass Effect 1 was that when it came to actually looking at the planets, it became a little bit monotonous trying to find the planets with stuff on it that you hadn't found yet and things like that. But I really liked using the, I can't remember what they call the vehicle now, but the vehicle when you go on the planets, I really loved using that. But apparently that's not in the sequel. So that's a little bit disappointing, but... Hey there, Ryu. How's things going, dude?
Someone moved the corpse here. Where did the murder happen?
That's it, Maxie. Yeah, the Mako. Yeah, I like that vehicle. You going well, Ryu? Excellent. So what do you think about that Legend of Zelda live-action movie news? Because I'm a little bit half and half on it. Because I've always thought that animation would be the better way to go.
We came from here. So this is where West was killed. What's that? What the fuck is that? Where did it come from? He wasn't alone. Who were those guys?
The one thing about this game that I would say is a little bit of a nitpick is the fact that the way in which you do these scenes, I wish it was only unique to Edward Pierce, that it wasn't unique to also Marie Colden and Kat as well. Because there's nothing really that I could point to in the story that would give any indication as to them being able to do it. But I understand that they wanted to make the story have multiple characters and that some characters you would assume the role of. And they wanted to keep a consistency with the way that the detective stuff was being done. But I don't know, it kind of is a little bit of a nitpick with how they did this kind of stuff. I guess you could probably say, well, it's just the influence of, you know, Cthulhu that's giving randoms this power.
There's only one man who smokes these gaspers. Fitzroy.
Like, I mean, if Kat knows that Fitzroy smokes those things, then finding that brand and everything, it would make sense as to why she would. But how would she know that there were more people there when there's no way, at least in this time period, to do forensic investigation? Like, it's not like she could see, you know, if there was any, like, tracings of DNA belonging to people and be like, right, that's it. You know, there's all these people here. But then again, this game does a thing where not everything is shown to you straight away. Sometimes it's only when you observe it in this mode that it actually becomes a thing in the thing. So maybe these characters' footsteps were there the whole time. It's just that we didn't see them until the game wanted us to.
You're not supposed to be here, Truth Seeker.
This part with the combat is very annoying. See how I shot one guy with the fist above their head and they died? But the second guy had the fist above his head and I shot, but the first shot didn't do anything? That part can be very, very tricky. Maxie, it was pretty funny using the Mako. You flipped it over twice and had to reload to save, but luckily it was auto-saved a few seconds before. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that is annoying when that kind of shit happens. It's it makes me think of the GTA games, how in GTA 4 there's no real way necessarily to flip your car back over, but in GTA 5 they were like, let's make it easier for them to flip the vehicle over. Yeah, you're with me on that. You think they would go the animated route, considering that the Super Mario Brothers movie did very well. Exactly, you know, and it gives them more control over how everything looks if it's animated versus live action. But I saw that short that the director had actually done, which was really, really interesting. And it sort of evoked a kind of like fantasy thing really, really well. So, but I don't know about Avi Arad being involved because, you know, his things that he's been involved in don't necessarily always end up being great things. Like, he was the reason why Spider-Man 3 had Venom included in it, when Venom was a character that Sam Raimi didn't really have much of a, you know, a thing for. Yeah, that's another thing, Ryu. Why is it Sony producing the movie? Yeah, that's the other thing too as well. My guess is that they have been working on a live-action movie for a long time now. It's just that things have finally fallen into place where they can actually start active development on it. And maybe part of that was that they had gone to Sony first and gave Sony a first look at it. And what that basically means, for those who don't know, is when a studio gets first look at something, it means that they are the ones that see the project first. Like, they're the ones that can say yes or no about the product. If they look at what's proposed and they're like, nah, we don't want to do this movie, then they can put it in turnaround, which means that other studios can then actually have a look. So maybe the Legend of Zelda live action movie was first look with Sony and they liked what they saw, so they accepted, or something. Again, you'd think it would have been Universal since they handled Mario as well. Exactly. But yeah, if they had something before all that, then maybe that's why they're going with Sony still.
What the hell?
Dom, get out of here.
Go! I'll cover you! Die, you filthy rat!
Damn it!
Chapter 12, Darkwater Police Station. Pierce saw Kat's worrying discoveries through her eyes. While she was searching for the murderer of a cop, she was attacked by some of the island inhabitants. Pierce has yet to find if she did make it. Alright, there's a choice coming up soon that... Let's get a little bit of interactivity with chat on it. So I'll just go to where I need to go to set it up. And then I'll have a poll to vote on it.
Pierce, wake up.
What happened?
Take that weapon, you'll need it. Sarah Hawkins, she... Ah!
What? Tell me!
My head! You're coming into my head!
Bradley, damn it, pull yourself together.
They got me. I can't resist any longer.
Alright, so there's a poll about what we should do with Bradley. Kill him or spare him when it comes to the choice.
Whatever they did to you, we will figure it out, so try to calm down.
Okay. Okay.
We both know that Fuller is behind all this. We're gonna catch him, and he will fix you.
I must tell you about Sarah Hawkins. I was unable to stop her.
What do you mean, unable?
She left with the bookseller. He came back, alone. Told me she couldn't resist the call. The doctors told me later that they saw her going in the direction of the whaling station.
Damn it!
I'm turning, Pierce, into one of those things.
No! Keep fighting it, Bradley.
It's too late. You have to end this. Do it.
Alright, no one voted, so it's
Kill
my choice.
Me.
Enough killing.
Idiot! Ah! Now go, you imbecile.
Alright, so we have Eloquence, Spot Hidden, and Psychology all upgraded, which means they're the three that I wanted to do for this playthrough, which means even if we get any other skill points, I'm not going to put them into anything else. I reviewed the actor strike has ended. That's true, it ended, yeah. So now actors will be able to
Sarah
go
Hawkins was going to the whaling station.
Dress up as their characters for Halloween and stuff.
It won't stop. Oh God, what am I doing?
Who's there? Oh! Get off!
Bloody Captain. I'm not dying in this rat hole. Come on. If I find him...
What are you still doing here, Detective?
I need to go to the whaling station.
It's locked. You'll need a key to get there.
Right.
Go get me a first aid kit. I might have something for you.
You were chasing Fitzroy, but now you're here, injured.
How do you know? There were too many. Got us. If I don't get something to stop the bleeding, I'm a goner.
I'm coming back with a first aid kit.
Hurry up. I won't last long.
Who's there? I can't take anymore.
Enough!
Who's there?
How many died because of this madness?
it off! It's my body. Only I have the right to eat it. I can't.
Stupid. Is that you, Detective? Can't leave the damn island, huh?
I must go to the whaling station.
I'll help you get there if you bring me something to fix this wound.
Alright, poll is open. Do we save Kat or Roy with the first aid kit? This vote has 5 minutes on it. Apparently Mortal Kombat 2 will resume filming by the end of this year.
I'm coming back with a first aid kit.
Make it quick. I'm dying.
Well, that's good that they can finally start doing that.
Only. Hey, you! Come over here!
Ah, no!
1 first aid kit. 2 wounded people. Who deserves it?
Alright, so poll is still open. Do we save...
They're going to the whaling station. I'd better hide and wait until they're gone.
Save Kat or Roy?
Who's there?
Alright, here's a safe spot to wait for the poll to end. And I'm going to take a short break while that's going on too. Once this playthrough is finished, this schedule will be updated. What I'll be changing once Saturday rolls around, or actually I'll be changing it when Friday rolls around. Usually what I do is I wait until it's the day after a game has been finished on a certain day before changing that day's game in the schedule. But Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday next week is going to be all Assassin's Creed. And Friday, this week and next week, is going to be Tomb Raider Underworld as well. Okay, so we've got a little bit left on the poll. And then once that's actually done, we'll choose who to save. Alright, so the poll has finished and the winner is Cat. So we'll go and save Cat.
Sarah Hawkins was going to the whaling station.
Who's there?
Chapter 12, Darkwater Port. Pierce awoke in his prison cell. Bradley came in to free him, but his state forced Pierce to make an impossible choice. The detective is now after Sarah Hawkins. He hopes he will catch with the mad artist before she makes things worse. Alright, I forgot to
Sarah
read
Hawkins
that part before.
was going to the whaling station.
Who's there?
Stop. Oh, God. What am I doing?
Who's there? No.
Alright, let's go and get the first aid kit. And then I'll just go straight to Cat.
Hey, you! Come over here. No!
This might prove useful.
You won't have my flesh.
It's my body. Only I have the right to eat
They're
it.
going to the whaling station. I'd better hide and wait
How
until they're
bullshit
gone.
is this?
You won't have my flesh.
That was close.
No.
I thought they were going to get me as soon as the cutscene was finished.
Enough. You won't have my flesh. Go, die.
Alright, because we died before getting here before, we now have the first aid kit so we can give it to her.
What are you still doing here,
The
Detective?
pole one.
I need to go to the whaling station.
It's locked. You'll need a key to get there.
Right.
Go get me a first aid kit. I might have something for you.
Here, take it.
Right. The entrance to the whaling station is behind the Hawkins warehouse.
Fitzroy has destroyed all the ways off the island.
Who's there? Who's there? Ah, no! Go, die! No! Enough! Ah, no!
You won't have my flesh.
Who's there?
It's my body. only...
Empty.
You can't hide forever! Enough! You won't have my flesh! You won't have my skin!
It's happening.
Chapter 13. Abandoned Whaling Station. Piers crossed the docks, where old acquaintances and new faces met their ends. All over the place, Leviathan slaves were wandering in search of a victim. After fighting his way through, and after discovering the truth about the origin of the cult and its founders, Piers finally reached the whaling station. He hopes to catch Sarah Hawkins before she does something bad.
Sarah is with those bastards. I gotta find her quick. Locked. A rope and a hook. Could use that to hold the reservoir back.
The rope hook has two parts, the rope and the hook.
Locked. Let's hope the key isn't far. I'll be lucky if it's still sharp enough. Doesn't work. It mentions the Leviathan. How it drove the sailors mad.
Friday, 27th of June, 1847, the whole crew has descended into madness. They speak of dreams, visions of a nightmarish city and of a sleeping god. Madness. I locked myself in my cabin. I won't be able to hold out for long. Fitzroy has 12 men on his side. They sacrificed everyone who tried to stop them to their new god. I beseech you, Almighty God, to have pity on our souls. This will be my last prayer. I can hear them whispering.
This should stop the cart from moving. This tank seems strong enough to break down the door. I need something to cut the rope to release the tank against the door.
We got some new skill points. However, I've already reached the highest level I can with the 3 skills that I wanted to get full, which was Eloquence, Psychology, and Spot Hidden, which means that I don't have to put any points into anything else. I could if I wanted to, but I'm just gonna stick with only having put points into the 3 specific skills that I wanted. The game gives you enough points overall to actually at least max 3 skills of your choosing.
What is that, Sarah? Hello.
Sound warning for those with headphones.
The quest for truth requires sacrifice. There's no room for compassion.
There's going to be a bang on the door.
Who's there?
Your stubbornness, wanting to help others who would have deserted you, is a weakness. Fate leads us inevitably to solitude, and in one's final moments, one is always alone. You can't escape it forever. It will always find its way.
Damn it!
Everything points back to the day they brought in that thing.
A forgotten photograph in the office of the whaling station. Only a handful of the Sealer crew is present. Captain Fitzroy and Dr. Fuller are included. It is dated 1847. Alright, so Edward just saw Leviathan. The true appearance of Leviathan was revealed, and no man can support this vision without going mad. Pierce set his eyes upon this cosmic being, and his mind suffered a new attack. He is trapped in the whaling station with Leviathan, and he must endure a series of ordeals if he is to survive this encounter. His choices will bear serious consequences for his sanity, of which the sanity is now psychotic. There is a secret, a forgotten secret, so old and terrifying, which is only divulged in the blasphemous pages of lost tomes, or whispered during forgotten and outlawed rituals. We are not children of Providence. You know the cruel and awful truth, and you have seen the frightening face of reality.
This padlock is too complicated for me.
Learn to obey.
In this part here, there's choices that you make. The actual action that happens after your choice doesn't matter. It's what you actually choose that actually matters. So, for example, when it asks you whether or not you want to, eat something, if you choose yes, then your character will eat it. If you choose no, then your character will eat it. But the important thing is whether you chose yes or no beforehand.
Ah, finally awake. How do you feel, Mr. Pierce?
Fuller! Son of a bitch! I'll kill you!
No, I'm not even really with you. Well, To be perfectly precise, I am with you, but not in this cell.
What have you done to me?
Me? Nothing, really. See, it's one of the exquisite effects of this incredible creature.
Leviathan!
I see you already know about it. Well, shall we begin? Let me take a sample from you. Flesh, blood, spinal fluids. Don't fear. I created the mythological ichor from Leviathan's flesh. Who knows what I can make with you? I need your body for my research.
I killed him.
A necessary sacrifice that proves your determination. Find the truth and be free.
Now this part can be very annoying in terms of like figuring out what you need to do. And that was the wrong one. Lucinda, thank you so very much for the 27 months of subscribing in a row. That is excellent. Thank you so very much for that. I really, really appreciate it. Good morning to you, Lucinda. Welcome on in. I hope your day's going well so far. Call of Cthulhu is going well. Almost at the end. Just have to get past your favorite part here. This was so annoying. Okay, so there we go. So that's the one that you have to pick for that. And this one you got to choose the right path. Without any indication as to what the right path is. This becomes a guessing game. Wrong one. You're going well, Lucinda. You got up a little early today because Necro has somewhere to go for work, so you get extra rod time. Hype. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're going well. That's awesome, Lucinda. So Necro has somewhere to go for work. That's fair enough. Yeah, the game had gone a bit off the rails by this point. You're like, okay, we're just making up stuff now. Let's just get to the end. Then this. Yeah, you thought, okay, time to just, get past this quickly. And then the game was like, oh no, we're going to throw you this part first.
Pierce!
Fitzroy.
Time to hoist the white flag. We're not gonna hurt you.
I won't go without a fight.
You think you're here of your own accord?
Stay back, or I'll put a bullet in your head.
Our supreme oracle has spoken. You will follow your destiny.
What?
Enemies awaken.
I see. You cannot escape my awareness. I followed your wanderings, your choices, your attempts to free yourself from destiny. But it is unavoidable. And as I predicted, you have come to free me. Awaken and call him.
So is it a long distance call? Because if so, we don't have enough money for that. Chapter 14, Coastal Cave. Pierce finally met Leviathan, in flesh and blood. The monstrous creature submitted him to a series of ordeals, at the end of which he decided that the detective was ready to face his destiny. Pierce blew up the whaling station, and, after a final confrontation with Leviathan, he passed out. Listen to Leviathan calling collect. And it's a very, very hefty sum. For what price is sanity?
You are trapped. Keep going.
My God.
This way. Stand up. Walk.
Is somebody there? Hey, who are you? Where am I? To our fallen crew members. They have given their lives for a greater purpose. The last name added is that of Charles Hawkins. This monument is gruesome.
It will soon be time, Pierce.
You are dead. None of this is real. I saw you dead, as I see you now. Am I crazy too?
You survived. Don't you understand? You couldn't die. You will stay alive until you've fulfilled your destiny.
No!
Look at me. Look at me, Pierce. Dare tell me that you still don't believe it.
This is madness.
I'm here to guide you.
What did Fuller do to you?
It's not just your life that is at stake. Many men and women have sacrificed themselves for this moment.
Colden!
You will not deprive them of their hope of a better life.
I saw what Leviathan did to Fuller. We will all die like him.
His life was written well before it started. It was not predetermined that he lived to see the call. But you? Yes. It is your destiny.
Hey there, Brutus. Welcome.
You're mistaken. I believe no more in destiny than I do in vampires, gods, and their female prophets.
Oh, well done. That will really impress her.
Again, this denial. It doesn't matter anymore. The future is now but an image that Sarah Hawkins has painted for you. Why don't you go and join her, you who believe in nothing? And then, you'll see.
Idiot.
You'll see that there are truths so powerful, so overwhelming, that even a mind as narrow as yours cannot withstand them.
And what is your truth, Colden? What is your role in this story?
I must take you to Sarah Hawkins, our oracle.
Sarah, tell me where you took her.
We'll find her at Alabaster Point.
I'm going to get her. Don't try to stop me.
Of course.
Shut up. Get out of my way.
Stop fighting the dead.
No one can fight their fate. Neither them, nor you.
Shut up! Silence! Stop! Go away! Stop!
Don't resist, Edward. They're already dead. There's nothing you can do. Just give in.
What happened to me? Sarah. I must find Sarah before she suffers the same fate. There must be a way out. Colden didn't arrive here by magic.
Alright, so the game won't let you go all the way back. I was wondering, because I've never tried, if there was anything else that Pierce was going to say if we went all the way back. Chapter 14, Alabaster Point. After a final confrontation, Pierce must go to Alabaster Point, where Sarah Hawkins is supposed to be waiting for him. There he must make decisions that could change the destiny of the world.
This is Alabaster Point.
Alabaster Point.
You must go to the summit.
What have they done to me?
Come on.
Oh!
Mr. Pierce, I was expecting you.
Fuller, you died in front of my eyes.
Don't jump to conclusions. Is there not the tiniest spark of a scientific mind inside of that detective skull of yours?
What abject substance did you use to turn her into an empty shell?
Abject substance? The serum extracted from Leviathan's oil bestows the power of life. To me, my body is nothing but the mortal vessel of my conscience. To you, it contains more answers and secrets than your insignificant mind can grasp.
You can barely stand up, and yet here you are. You never give up.
That is not you. Not anymore. Not since your disappearance on the docks.
Ah, detective. So easy to fool you. So eager to rush to the rescue of a woman in distress.
You won't make me regret having tried to save people. I did what I could. Even for Colden.
Your efforts to change your destiny, although in vain, make you worthy of the fate that is yours. The day has come. You will be asked to choose.
Coca-Cola or Pepsi?
You took everything from me. Wife, life, destiny.
You forsook your right to a normal life the moment you chose power over humanity. No one wants to see such an unbearable sight.
You don't have the slightest idea of what you speak, of what I've been through. I have sacrificed my life to the one who sleeps. My marriage, my family, my own flesh. Why didn't Sarah choose me? Why is it your damn face on her painting?
How much more evidence will you choose to ignore? All her paintings were right. You can't deny it.
I don't know. I don't know.
So, you've decided to shut your eyes. Find refuge in denial like a spooked child. You've lost your mind. And to think mankind's future is on your shoulders. None of this is real. You know it deep down.
If nothing's real, what are you?
I am a projection of your mind. What remains of that instinct that pulled you out of the trenches. You rejected her half-truths. It's right there.
I'm almost there.
Here you are at last, Truth Seeker.
What have you done?
I followed the truth. I answered his call. All this time I was fighting it, afraid of what I might discover. But I was afraid of myself.
You're not listening. Have you seen the dead? Their blood is on our hands.
Listen to me, Edward Pierce, as I will deliver the truth.
Alright, so because of how I've played, the only option is, are you crazy? But that's okay, because I didn't have any particular way of playing in terms of, like, you know, whether to get sanity low or whatever. I'll take this opportunity while there's a bit of quiet in the game to actually do that Arnie impression. Thanks for redeeming that, Harbinger. You know why we put oxygen masks on planes? So you can breathe. Oxygen gets you high. In a catastrophic emergency, you're taking giant panic breaths. Suddenly, you become euphoric, docile. You accept your fate. It's all right here. Emergency water landing. 600 miles an hour. Blank faces. Calm as Hindu cows. That's, an interesting theory. British, you're old enough to have taken the Pepsi challenge in the 80s. So what was the Pepsi challenge? Listen, it's the Booker Do It, Pierce on the right. So what is actually Booker Do It? Is that related to what style of clothing he's wearing?
Look around you. Everything is falling apart. You must stop this madness.
I can't make that choice. This will be your decision. One man only, prepared by the trials and revelations, holds the power to change the world. Because I saw you in the dreams I share with my God. I recognize you for what you are, a truth seeker. One of the rare humans who is able to perceive fragments of his mind.
But why? Why is it so important for you that I make this decision?
Because it was written. Or, as I like to see it, painted on the canvas of fate.
Pierce, help me!
I can't let you do this.
No one can force you. Sorry, Simon.
There is something after the credits, but I want to respond to chat first. Oh, I see. Yep, the main character in Bioshock Infinite. Cool. Yeah, when you had that moment, yeah, with the two different versions of Pierce. Brutus, there was a little stand set up as a person would give you a couple of Coke and Pepsi, and in a blind test you had to pick which one you liked better. You picked Pepsi every time, and a challenge, the Pepsi set up. What a surprise! You loved it. You knew every time you've seen one set up somewhere you're getting free soda. It's like, have you taken the Pepsi challenge before? No. And then you're thinking, yes, more free drink. Thanks for the GGs, Lucinda. But you haven't had a Pepsi in many, many years, but you can still recognize the difference in the taste. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a definite difference in the taste between the two. I like both. It's a matter of what is on sale at the time that I'm purchasing, as to which one I'll choose. And boom! There we go. So that's that ending. There's 4 endings. There's 2 that you always get the choice of no matter what decisions you make in the game. And then there's 2 other ones that are based on what decisions you make in the game. Hey there, Necro. Hey there, dude. I hope you enjoy your breakfast. I hope that work goes well today as well. Harbinger, so the stream over already? You watched barely 2 hours. Exactly. I said I was going to stream till I finished it, and we finished it. The next stream that you'll see from me will be... Oh yeah, it's Friday tomorrow. I was thinking it was Wednesday today. The next stream you'll see from me will be Tomb Raider Underworld, to celebrate its 15th anniversary, doing a playthrough of that game. Just want to thank everyone for watching this stream. We're going to go and raid Gizlek, who's playing the very first Assassin's Creed. No worries at all for the stream, Lucinda. So I'd like to highly recommend people check out Crocodiles, Lucinda, and Zamaxi. Crocodiles is playing through Cyberpunk 2077, doing his first playthrough of that game. He's also a big fan of the Assassin's Creed series, doing a series playthrough where he can't have any HUD elements on the screen. He's not allowed to fast travel at all, and he's also got limited looks at the map per hour in the game. He can actually bank those points, so to speak. So if an hour passes and he hasn't looked at the map, he can then put that towards the amount of times that he's allowed to look at a map. So we're doing something very unique. Lucinda is playing through Assassin's Creed Origins at the moment. It's her first playthrough of the game. She'll also be playing through Odyssey and Valhalla and maybe Mirage as well as part of that series run. He's also a big fan of horror, with Resident Evil being a big franchise that she enjoys, and also Evil Within as well as The Last of Us also. And Zamaxi has been doing some Mass Effect Legendary Edition. He finished that off, and he's going to be doing a playthrough of GTA 5 where he can't break laws that are real laws in the game, unless the game forces to in missions and stuff like that. So a very interesting and kind of difficult way to play through the game. So he's going to do a playthrough of that game. He's also a fan of Assassin's Creed as well, and he played through the most recent one, Assassin's Creed Mirage. Brutus, you were looking for Necro's name in chat and couldn't see it. You thought Rod has lost his mind. Well, we're playing the perfect kind of game with the perfect kind of story about someone losing their mind for that to have been a thing. So you never know. Lucinda, absolutely no worries at all for the stream, and same for the shout out as well. More than happy to give you one. I just want to thank everyone so much for watching the stream. I really do appreciate it. Hope that everyone has a good one. Here's a general raid message that people can feel free to use. Here's a raid message with some free follower emotes. And there's a raid message with some subscriber emotes as well. Because this playthrough is finished, it means that next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday will all be dedicated to Assassin's Creed Black Flag. So starting this Saturday, it'll be Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, at least for next week, for Assassin's Creed. Fridays will be Tomb Raider Underworld. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Until next time, have a good one.